Hi, Hosanna here. Have you ever had an idea that just doesn't seem to get off the ground? Well, that's how I'm feeling with these YouTube videos. I started the channel maybe a few weeks ago, and I have one video. And I have just so many things happening each day that are interesting or just experiences that I think could be helpful for people, different thoughts I want to share. And I'd love the saying, happiness is having someone to share it with. So if you want to hear it, I'll share it. The thought that I have today that I want to share is how to learn. And it's a topic that's on a lot of people's mind right now, especially because it's August and people are going back to school and looking at what they want to focus on teaching their children. And before I start to really map out what subjects we're going to incorporate into the year, math or history, grammar, etc., I look at the skills that they're going to need for learning those subjects. So I feel like by focusing on those skills first, we can help them take their learning to a further level. I won't be able to teach them everything they're going to need to know before they graduate. So if I can teach them how to learn, then they're going to be in a much better place. So those topics, I break it down to 3 points. One would be habits, the second one would be character, and the third one would be exposure. So what habits mean to me would be the technical things they're going to need to keep them in a place of organized learning. So for example, can they focus? Can they are they patient? If even at their young age, if they're working on a craft and they sit down and they're there for 5 seconds and then they throw everything down because it's not looking the way they want to and they run off, well, that's not going to be a good way to handle their studies in the future if they just don't get what they want and they storm off and throw it down. So even though I might be teaching them something, let's say about weather or the alphabet or whatever I'm teaching them, I'm looking at the behavior and the habits they have to see if the habit will carry them in their learning experience. So I don't ensure that they have mastered all of these 3 areas, because they will be refined as they continue to learn. But those are the things I look at first. Habits. When you're finished with your math or whatever you're working on, put your things away so you can find it the next day. Do you have the patience to sit down and work on something? Do you have the focus? There's just a lot of technical habits that are helpful for them and that you can start to cultivate, start to develop in a gentle way as they're learning. You know, age